I'm pulling out my inner George Lucas and I'm remaking a video that I'd made in 2007 here in 2014 about a program I wrote in 2001. So don't get too excited, but I think the idea is interesting. It's about mouse placeholders for when you lose focus in an application. I just happened to implement this once when I was writing a program and I thought it was cool. If you're in Microsoft Paint, for instance, and I click down my mouse and I start drawing, scribble, scribble, right? And I haven't released the mouse, but let's say something happens. Maybe it's a pop-up window. Maybe it's just I hit Alt-Tab, and I jump over to another program. Now you can't tell. You have no knowledge by looking at the screen. You can't tell that I still have the mouse button down, but I'll tell you I do. Now I'm going to release it. Okay. Here's the quiz question. What happened in Microsoft Paint? What happened to that stroke? Did it put it down? Did it leave it up? Let's switch back and see what happened. It just kind of threw it away, which kind of is unfortunate. I can't redo it or undo it because it's gone. I don't think that committing it would be a great answer either. It kind of depends what programs do, because every time they hit one of these I don't know states, they tend to get in some kind of unknown condition. But I'll show you what I did in a little icon editor I was working on. Let's grab the Hostile Fork logo here. It's a little blurry because I thought that was an interesting idea in the program. And let's do some scribbling with the fork. Here we'll do some scribbling just like before, but this time I'm going to hit Alt-Tab and go over to Microsoft Paint. Now you notice something interesting. Here, there's a no sign, like it indicates nothing is going to happen. And if I release the mouse, then we get the cursor here. Okay, so somehow my program held on to the mouse after the switch and kept, gave us a visual indication of the fact that nothing was going to happen when I released the mouse, which is kind of cool. Switch back. We see that something unusual has happened. It says down here, freehand drawing was interrupted. Press down on mouse icon to resume or press escape to cancel. So it's remembered where I was when we lost focus. The application is sitting here in this state of suspended animation, and it's giving us these two options. One option is to click here. It repositions the cursor precisely at where I was, and then I can continue drawing. I could do this any number of times. So let's say I lost focus somehow again, whatever, and I came back. It's still going to be there. And it's my choice whether to continue it or whether to just hit escape and cancel the operation. Okay, and that's pretty cool. You don't see programs that do this. A lot of them just kind of make a decision one way or another. They either commit the stroke or they don't commit the stroke. And in order to do it this way, I found that the most reliable way to get control of mouse in programs like this is to do everything through the drag and drop API. A lot of people don't think to use the drag and drop API just because they're just doing an ordinary mouse move, mouse down, mouse up. But if you don't use the drag and drop API, what you'll find is that the mouse messages that you get don't have the same level of control. So you can't do things like this. So I've written an article about it, and please visit the page. Hope maybe someone starts to implement it this way. I do it in a couple of my programs, so maybe someone else will too.